Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing some fall nighttime cozy cleaning. I had just finished decorating for fall and I just wanted to get my house nice and reset for the next day ahead. My husband was working a little bit later on this day, so I figured that this was the perfect time to just get things cleaned up. I needed to mop the floors. I did want to do some more deep cleaning on this day, but that just didn't happen, which is okay. But we are starting out by getting some of the curtains closed, and then we're going to get this dining room cleaned up from dinner. And I hope you can find this video motivating if you're trying to get some motivation for cleaning up your house after a long day of either taking care of kiddos, working, all of the things. I hope you can get some motivation from it, because I know sometimes it can be the last thing that I want to do is clean in the nighttime. I just am ready to sit down and relax, but my tomorrow self will thank me if I put in the time and just quickly clean up, and I won't have to be trying to instantly play catch up in the morning. So that is why I try to usually get the house reset. It doesn't always happen, but I really try my best to have that happen. So I am getting all the floors cleaned. Here I'm going to sweep and mop, and I am planning on getting a wet mop vacuum, because just with kiddos, Wasey eating 3 meals a day now and all the things, I just feel like I need a mop all the time. And so we had gotten my mom one for Christmas a while back, a couple of years ago, and she's absolutely loved it. And then we actually just got one for work a little bit ago, and I brought it home. I think you'll see in my next video. I brought it home and I tried it out for a couple of days just to see if I liked it, if it would actually be something that would be useful in our house, because we don't have a ton of hardwood and tile floors. But after getting it, just the convenience of being able to quickly mop and not having to get the big mop out all the time, it was just, I already know, going to be so helpful. And I know my floors will get mopped a lot more than what they do now, and then I can always bring out the big mop once a week when I need a mop. But I really realistically need to mop more than once a week, just with having little kids. But we're going to go ahead and get these floors done, and then we will move on into the kitchen. Moving on into this kitchen area, I needed to get dinner cleaned up. I usually always end up putting the kiddos to bed before I end up cleaning up dinner, and then usually me and my husband will tag team it together and get dinner cleaned up and the living room. But since he was working later on this day, he was not here to help me, and Waverly, I think, was still popping in and out. She was having one of those days where she was having a hard time falling asleep. I don't know if she ever ends up actually, coming into the video, but I did have to stop a few times to go tuck her in a few times, which is fine. You know, that's just how it is sometimes with little kiddos. And I know, you know, myself, sometimes I struggle to go to sleep sometimes. So I know for her, it can be the same way as well. But we're going to go ahead and get all of this cleaned up. And then we are going to wipe the counters down, wipe the stove down, get all these dishes done, hand wash the dishes that need done, clean the sink, all the things. And then we're going to finish it off by sweeping and mopping these floors because they desperately needed it, and honestly the whole house needed it, like I had said before, but that just wasn't going to happen on this day. But I was glad to just at least get the kitchen and dining room floors done. It just helped me feel so much better about just my house, and then I could tackle the bathroom just on a different day after that. So let's go ahead and get this kitchen cleaned. If your kitchen right now is a mess from dinner, go ahead, get up, get it cleaned. You'll feel so much better when you do, especially when you wake up tomorrow morning. You will just thank yourself for tackling those dishes.
Are turning brown, red and yellow, soon they'll be falling down. Now, I'm not ready, not just yet. I'm not ready for autumn. Autumn comes too soon. Autumn comes too soon. The light that flickers will blow away the sun. Just yet, I'm not ready for autumn. Autumn comes too soon. I'm not ready for autumn. Autumn comes too soon. Autumn comes too soon. Autumn comes too soon.
Okay, I finally got all of those dishes done, thank goodness, and I'm using just some Barkeeper's Friend on the sink. I feel like it just needed a good kind of deep clean today to get some stains out that were in there and then just kind of shining it up. So I'm going ahead and adding that into there. I personally like the liquid kind for like cleaning spaces like this, but I know a lot of people like the powder too for cleaning certain areas, but I feel like for the sink I like the liquid just better. But I'm going ahead and just sweeping the rug. I would have vacuumed it, but I was trying not to, you know, wake up the kids since it was late and Waverly was still, you know, struggling to go to bed. So went ahead and just swept that and then kind of shook the rug. And you will see when we get to the living room, I didn't vacuum because I didn't want to wake up the kids. And that is the one thing I was kind of nervous about with the wet dry vacuum. Why do I keep wanting to call it a wet dry vacuum? Now I can't even think of what it's called. The vacuum mop. There we go. I was worried about the sound with that, but when I had used it and it was like nighttime, it didn't seem like it was too loud, or even like during nap time for Wacy. If I just quickly do it where I don't have that big of a space, it kind of just worked out. But we are going to give this kitchen a good mop, and then we are going to close that down for the evening. It feels so good to have that all accomplished, and I just feel like I'm just already so much happier when I can get the house clean and tidied up for the night. And then we're going to put the chairs back from mopping, and then we're going to move on into the living room and just kind of pick up some of the toys and do nothing too crazy, but just kind of get things picked up, and then we will do more of the cleaning a different day when we can deep clean and, you know, all the things vacuum. But that is going to wrap up today's video. Thank you guys all so much for being here and watching. I hope you're able to get motivation, or you could just sit and relax from a long day during nap time, you know, night, whatever it is. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. if you want to see more cleaning motivation, decorating videos, mom life stuff, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any more of my videos. And I will see you guys all in my next one. Bye!